And good morning, golf fans, and welcome out to Links on the Bayou here in Alexandria, Louisiana. Day 2/round 3 of today's coverage on it, or play, rather. I am Doug Gann with 446 Sports, along with KP Miles, who joins us today. KP, welcome.
Welcome. Glad to be out here. A little bit better weather this morning. No fog for us to be waiting on, and it looks like it's going to be a beautiful day to play golf.
Look, there's no doubt about that. The fog is the biggest thing. And one thing that you'll notice today before we get into the standings is yesterday we were on hole number 9. They start on the back today, so we will be focusing on hole number 18. And you heard us talk a lot about that yesterday, of it being that hole that is over water. You can see it on your screen. You get a beautiful look of where the tower is out at the airport. That's Alexandria International Airport that is out in the distance. That's the control tower that is there. There's the fountain along the water. And, KP, not the longest of holes, but, man, you've got, 190 or so of water to cover?
It's going to be 203 today over the water. It's definitely, for a lot of these guys, it's going to be their first hole. That's a big deal. For us out here when we play, it's our last hole.
Right.
And it's rare. There's not a lot of golf courses in the world that have a par 3 that end the golf course. Normally it's not that way. So, the guys starting on number 18 are probably not real happy. But the guys starting on number 10 will be fine. It's going to be 203 today over the water. The wind's not really blowing, so it's for these kids that'll be a 5 or a 6 iron.
We're getting a look in now at the tee box, I believe. And those guys are looking it in. And we told you about the airport, that we're right here, and you'll see this all day. Folks flying out and in. If you're not familiar with the area, of course, the base or the air park here houses just a lot of things on here. A lot of when it was turned over to the parish back in the Clinton era is when it was turned over here. You remember all that? It went from England Air Force Base to England Air Park.
Yep.
And now golf is out here. There is a high school baseball field that's out here. There's just a lot of things. A retirement community is here, and they've done a lot of great things with it. The England Authority has.
I think for an area that's our size, to have an airport is a blessing. For a long time we didn't have one. Am I right about that?
Well, it was just out in Pineville at Essler is what it was, but it didn't hold what they hold now.
Right.
The bigger planes, and you can get in and out of here pretty easily.
It's so easy. The convenience of it compared to the extra cost, it is more expensive, and we've driven on trips to Dallas and Houston, but the convenience of going out here is way better than having to drive to Dallas or Houston.
Well, and now I think things are getting a little bit more adjusted because we fly out of here in our coverage of Louisiana college football.
Right.
And let me tell you, it's nice. It's convenient. You go out there and you just scan your QR code and pay for your parking there, and you're not getting hung up out at the gate. See the first person getting up there ready to go.
And you're not having to get up there 2 hours early either.
No, you're not having to do that. And when the plane lands, I'm 10 minutes from home.
Yep, absolutely.
And that goes a long, long way. Boy, you see the reflections in the water on your shot. This is probably one of the best-looking shots that you'll see today. We'll try to get in on the groups as they approach, but then we'll back off and watch the entire shot.
So this group to stay, starting on number 18, I'm looking at the tee sheet here. This is going to be Adrian Rodriguez, Lucky Barasat, J.J. Walsh, and Aiden Morales. We've got a Blinn College, Texas A&M Victoria, Texas A&M Texarkana, and Texas A&M San Antonio. That's going to be the 4 guys starting on 18 today.
Well, and we're just about ready to get underway. KP also let us know what the standings are. It looked like Blinn College really was in control.
Yeah, Blinn College is in control.
They are the first shot that's up. Let's take a look.
All right.
And it falls shy and into the water. So this, you made mention to it before we get into that. This is a brutal way to start your first shot of the morning.
It really is. Now, of course, you're going to do it. You're going to warm up and hit some clubs that are going to, be what you're going to hit here. But yeah, it's a very tough way to start a round of golf. I've done it before. It's a tough shot to start the round for sure.
And the first one went into the water.
Right. So the team standings for today, Blaine College is 8 under for the tournament. They've got a 5-shot team lead on Texas A&M Victoria, and that's a pretty good lead in this format. It's going to be tough to overcome that.
They'll also have individual honors, and we saw quite a battle develop yesterday afternoon atop the leaderboard.
Absolutely, we have Ben Potter from Blinn, Texas. He's 8 under. Brock Telemartez, I got that from the softball, remember? See there? Uh-huh. He's
That's
5 under.
Another one, KP, that I didn't see come on the green at all there either.
Yeah, I'm looking. I don't see it on the green as well. And then in third place is Isharak Anitas. He's 5 under. And then Brandon Gratton is 4 under. So there is a pretty good little
It's
individual.
a good chase pack, as they would call it,
Right.
in a race.
Right, absolutely.
There's a group that have gotten out. But, again, KP, they played 36 holes yesterday. In the middle, they just stopped for a sandwich and some chips and got back out there. And young men can handle that. I don't know that you or I could do that.
Well, a couple weeks ago, we did it over in Alabama against my better judgment. It wasn't real smart for us 50-plus-year-old guys to try to do that. And I paid for it the next 3 or 4 days. So, yeah, these young kids can get away with it for sure. Ball's up.
Shot off the tee.
Coming in, he's looking at it. That ball is just short, but it's over the bunker. I see it. It's over the bunker.
It's dry.
It's dry, and it's over the bunker. And, yeah, no matter where you're at in this tournament, if you're leading it or you're in last place, you're going to come over here to this hole at 200-something yards over the water, and your goal is to make a 3 and get out of here. You're not trying to make a birdie. You're trying to hit this in the middle of the green and make a 3. And that would be at any level. I'm not sure that, Scotty Scheffler would try to make a birdie, but the rest of these, professionals would. But at 200 yards, that's a tough shot.
Well, there's a good-looking shot right off the tee box, and we should be able to have this shot for you the most of the day. Went a little left with that, it looked like.
Got it coming right this way. That ball hit the bank and kicked in the water as well.
Look, so this hole has claimed 3 victims right off the bat.
Right. And there's a drop zone. So on a par 3 like this, rather than having to come up to the edge of the water and drop it on that downslope, as y'all can see, there's going to be a drop zone over here to the left. It's just where the fairway starts on here. You come over here, you drop it there, and then you try to get it up and down from there.
I just wonder if these guys aren't going to start trying to come into this area that is to their left of the green. And on screen now you see that area, KP, of land between that bunker that will play, we believe, as a ground in repair.
Yeah, I'm going to check.
There's water just like yesterday in there.
Yeah, I'm going to check with the pro, but I'm pretty sure it's probably going to be ground under repair for sure. And, but that's the advantage of a par 3. You don't want to have another shot from that water, so you have a drop zone. It speeds play up.
Right.
There's going to be, I would guess, 10 to 12 balls in this water today. It's a tough shot.
Look, well, we saw what we believe is 3 out of 4 that are in there.
Yep.
We don't have our water cam up today, but, boy, that's a brutal way to start. And anybody in this group, KP, in that leaderboard, in that leader area?
Let's see here. Let me look here and see. Well, yeah, there's this team here. All right, let me go over here and look. I don't think that any of these young men are toward the top of the leaderboard. I'm going to look here real quick because normally what happens is, well, Adrian Rodriguez is +1. He's not. He's in 12th place. What normally happens is they bunch you up based on your standings individually. So the leaders are going to tee off on number 10.
Gotcha.
The leaders are going to tee off on 10. They're going to get the advantage and the benefit of being in the lead. So they're going to tee off on 10, and you're going to go in reverse order. That's how it works when you come in from a round of golf. The first one in, if you and I tie at 8 under, and you're in first, then you tee off before me the next day.
Well, then we're playing miniature golf.
Yep.
If that's the case.
Well, that's true. That's true. So yeah, it looks like there's 2 young men that are in the drop zone, and they're both in the drop zone.
And look, that's you lose a stroke there.
Yes.
But I'm telling you, that's a good way in because we saw one land. Of course, just if you could land up on that hill where above the bunker is too, that gives you a good shot to the front portion of the green, which is where that pin is placed today.
Well, and also what's going to happen is because of this, that this is going to be you're going to have a backup here on this hole because there's going to be a lot of balls. This is a tough hole. You're going to be playing a little bit slower, trying to get your bearings about you, and so there'll be a little bit of a slow hole here. But I mean, the weather's perfect. There's no wind out here, so therefore it's the wind's not going to affect today's play at all. It should be some great scoring conditions.
Still a little chilly out here, but we are in the shade, the shaded portion of it covered by that overhang that's here.
Mm-hmm.
And there you get a look at first golfer set to go.
Yeah, so he's dropped his second shot, and he's playing his third. The drop zone today is going to be about a 65-yard shot from the drop zone. So he'll be playing his third shot here. Flies it up. Checks just a little bit, but not too much. He's going to have about 20 feet for a bogey. About 20 feet for a bogey.
And that is case in point what you had talked about of getting a 3 and getting out of here.
Anybody in this tournament, whether you're the leader or in last place, you take a 3 on this hole and you go on to the next one and you're happy to do it.
And looks such a brutal way to start your morning. But again, on that tee box or on the
this ball's up, coming into the green, hits right by the flag, and that's a great shot about 3 feet from the hole, which will give him a good chance to make a bogey there.
And you get a look at the 2 putts that are in there, one to the left side of your screen and one snuggled next to the pin, and it just shows you which one you'd rather have.
Yeah, absolutely. One of the hardest things about golf is that you're going to have some swings of momentum. This young man hit it in the water. That's obviously not something he was trying to do, but then he goes up there and hits it in there 3 feet. If he makes bogey, then he saved himself a shot. He doesn't make a 5 or a 6 and start his round off on a bad note.
There you go. Getting an idea. We'll swing around and look down below the hole. That was that one we talked about that landed.
Yeah, it looks like it might have stayed up because I didn't see him drop it. So, there is some rough over there that'll hold the ball up. That's actually not a bad spot to play from. It's up the hill. And you're flirting with the water when you take it on that side.
And what's lost in this, and before the day is out, we'll spin the camera around and show you why you don't go long on this hole.
Absolutely, absolutely. I was telling you earlier, this place has been here 20 years. I'm not aware of anybody breaking a pane of glass up here, but it's a miracle.
Do you understand the term announcer jinx, KP?
Yeah, I do.
We'll see what he's able to do out of that area in front of the pin.
Chip's coming up, rolling towards the hole. Comes up that's a very good shot, about 2 feet for a par. It's a very, very good shot there. Leaving it below the hole, as we saw yesterday on 9. Anytime you can be below the hole and put it up the hill, you're doing yourself a favor.
Now it looks like you got just a little chip and run.
You do.
Here.
This is downhill. This is going to release on him, and he should better roll this up there, pretty close. Chips it up toward the hole. It checked on him just a little bit more spin than he thought. So he's got about 5 feet for par, but not a bad shot at all.
Day 2 coverage of the Wildcat Invitational brought to you by 446 Sports and our friends at ExploreAlexandriaPineville.com. Think there's nothing to do here? Check out ExploreAlexandriaPineville.com. Of course, we're at links on the Bayou here in the central part of Louisiana in Alexandria. That putt is away.
Rolling towards the hole. Very good putt. Just left it just a little bit short. Looks like he's going to have about 18 inches for his bogey, or for his double. For his double. Now, this young man here is the one that went in the water as well. He's going to have this putt for a 4, which, again, once you hit it in the water, 4 is a great score.
So it was 2 out of the 4 that went
Yes.
in the water.
Correct.
Not the third. The third was lifted up, and he's pretty close to the hole himself.
He
so.
is, absolutely. This young man misses the putt.
Well, that's frustrating.
Yep, it is. And then it's the hardest part about golf. It's all on you. There is nobody else to blame. You know, you don't have a teammate. You have a coach, but you know he hit a great shot, and it's tough to make a 4 after you've went in the water. This young man here's got about a 6-footer up the hill for par. And he misses as well. So he's going to make a bogey.
And again, KP, we talked about it yesterday morning that it's such a different start because the greens were so fast yesterday.
That's correct.
And now I don't think they have as much speed on them. But, boy, the course is going to play so much differently today than it did yesterday morning.
It will. This is, I mean, they did mow them this morning. The dew's off of them, so they did mow them. This young man has about a 2.5-foot par putt here. He knocks it in.
Good
Nice
looking
up and
start
down.
to the round here.
Yeah, they mowed them this morning. They are dormant, so they're going to be a little faster than normal. But yes, it's going to be a different start this morning. That's one of the things with golf. It can not only can the wind blow or not blow, it can change directions. It can do a bunch of things. This young man's got about a 3-footer for his double bogey. He knocks it in. That leaves the last young man that had went in the water as well. He'll tap his in for a 5. And that's in as well.
And we're done, and we'll head back to the tee box. But real quick, KP, we'll turn around, and I'm going to show folks while they get off of there. Pardon the spin around, and KP, you may want to step to your side a little bit. This is why you don't go long. It is a glass clubhouse that sits, I don't know how far that is behind.
It's about 45 yards back here. And again, I'm not aware. I'll have to ask Joey if it's ever been hit. I'm not aware that it has been. But on the tee now is going to be Cody Peters from Blinn College, Charlie Ward from Texas A&M Victoria, Junior Powell from Texas A&M Texarkana, and Nils Sijo from Texarkana San Antonio. They're going to be the next group up. I believe they're all on 17 right now, so we're going to have a minute till they get ready.
Yep, this group will make their way over to 1 now.
And the guys that made par in this group, you know, they're going to a par 5. You know, that's the only thing about starting on 18. You are going to par 5 first hole, which is one of the easier holes out here, and you get a chance to try to get a couple of those strokes back.
Well, we're looking forward to seeing what they're able to do throughout the day. We're delighted that you are here with us for day 2 coverage, round 3 coverage, because they did go 2 rounds yesterday. And what a difference of rounds it was playing that morning, the way the course was wet, foggy.
Yep.
The afternoon it burned off. It was sunny. It was a complete different course then too.
It is, and also you're playing the same pin placements twice, so you're very familiar with, you know, where they're at, and you know, so it's definitely an advantage to play 36 holes if you're young like these young men are. You know, like I said, I'm sure the scores in the afternoon were probably better than the ones in the morning.
Right.
And you know, so now we've got these 4 young men that are up on the tee box here. Again, playing about 203 over the water. You know, but these young men have a little bit of an advantage. They just played a hole. This is not their first swing. When you stand up there, your first swing is 203 over water. I don't care how much you've warmed up. That's a difficult shot.
Just a reminder, we do nationwide sports streaming. If you are interested in having your event streamed, might be easier than you think. Give us a call or send us an email at info at 446sports.com. We have been in Arizona this year, Mississippi, Texas, Oklahoma, Louisiana, and looking to come to you as well. It's info at 446sports.com. That's my live read commercial, KP.
I like
How do you
it.
like
I like
that?
it. I mean, it sounded recorded for a minute.
That's
That was
right.
pretty good. That's pretty good.
So 2 victims have went into the water so far. We will see what.
Got a young man here. I can. Ball is up, coming straight toward the green here.
Well,
Great shot.
That's just
Great
about.
shot.
I don't know that you could go up there short of putting it in the hole.
No,
and place it up there.
That's where you want it. That's the ideal spot right there. If you're, playing this hole, you want it up the hill 10 feet. That's exactly what he's got. That is a phenomenal golf shot here. Yeah, maybe we need to email Augusta and see if they need some help over there doing the Masters.
I would be happy just to come drive the cart.
Oh yeah, 100%, without a doubt. But actually, over there is no carts. You're gonna have to do a lot of walking. It's actually
I'm out.
Yeah, from one of my good friends, one of our good friends that has been over there several times and has never invited me. Herb Bruce has said that it's a very undulated. It's got a lot of elevation changes. It's a very
Boy, that one didn't come down on the green anywhere, and it was headed straight for the green and the flag, so it may be just shy of there. You can't see the splash from where we're at here.
Well, and there's a bunker there. So
yes,
there's a bunker
correct.
on the other side, and that's not a bad spot. The bunker's not terrible. At least if you're in the bunker, you're still going away from the water. If you hit it long here, you're now chipping back down towards that water, and that could be a little bit intimidating. Here we go. Ball's coming up. High, soft cut coming toward the hole. Just a little short.
Yeah, but it landed.
Short. It did. If it crosses the hazard and then goes back in it, there's a red line there.
Right.
Crosses that line and goes back in it, you get to drop there.
Okay.
If it does not cross that red line, you have to go to the drop zone, which we saw in the first group. The fourth member of this group. Ball is up. Looks like it's left, not really cutting all that much. Looks like it may have went in the bunker as well. I did not see a splash. That's one good shot there, and and 3 that are probably in the front bunker. Front bunker's not bad.
No, but and that's the shot that you want to get. But nobody really playing it long and over it on
Not
the first
yet.
couple of rounds that we've seen.
Yep.
But you're looking as they walk in at that shot that KP. How far do you think that is from the hole? That one that's on the green.
It's 10 feet, 10, 12 feet. It's a great look at it. Like I said, you're trying to make a 3. Professional golfers will tell you that from 180 plus yards, they're trying to hit the ball in the middle of the green and make a par. If they're doing that at the professional level, at the amateur level, you're definitely from 180 plus. You're trying to hit it in the middle of the green and make you a nice little 2-putt and go to the next hole.
And you've got an opportunity here to start this off with a birdie.
Yep, absolutely.
Well, that would give you a lot of confidence going into that par 5.
It does. This is not a. I mean, like I said, this is not a birdie hole. It's definitely, and you can move up to where we play it from about 175, 180, sometimes 150, but it's still a very difficult shot.
You see 3 of the 4 walking in. There's the 4th. The young man in the light blue is the one that had that initial shot.
Yep.
And we don't have the identifiers on here, so
we don't.
Unfortunately hate to call him that young man or this gentleman or
right.
the guy in the blue shirt. But those of you at home that are watching, and that's your golfer, you certainly know it.
Yeah, it looks like we do have one young man stopping at the drop zone, so he must have went in the water. And of course, these young men can see a lot better than us old guys, so they know that.
Well, and they're seeing it from that backside of it too.
Absolutely. So it looks like he's the only one that's stopping in the drop zone. So, that drop zone helps them, like I said, play quicker and get through the round.
You get a good shot now at these guys coming in.
So looking at the team leaderboard, a little update here. Blinn College has made 2 birdies. They're now 10 under as a team. Texas A&M Victoria's 3 under. They've lost 1 shot. And in your individual leaderboard, Ben Potter has made a birdie. He's 9 under.
Well, Ben had such a big day yesterday.
Yep.
I think he had a better first round than his second.
Yeah.
But what was he 4 or 5?
Actually, Ben was consistent yesterday. Ben shot 4 under in the first round and 4 under in the second round for an 8 under total.
There you go.
He has got a 5-shot lead right now over Brock Telemartez. I'm so glad I'm getting that right from that softball. I butchered it so much over there. So yeah, he's got a 4-shot lead in the individual, and then the team deal is like I said, about
Good
a
looking
7
shot up in the air. We'll see.
Yep.
It lands off the front of it and rolls up, and I think that's just about as good as you could hope for after having that shot that was played from the drop zone.
That's correct. That's not a bad spot at all. Not at all. It's actually a pretty good spot. You're trying to, hopefully make yourself a bogey, no worse than a double, and go to the next hole. This will probably be one of the tougher holes out here today, for sure. Looked like you had a pretty good show last night at the pizza place in Lafayette.
A lot of fun. Pizza Village
Yep.
on Moss Street. It is a Monday night Turlings tradition. Glad to be in there. I think there were about 65 folks in there, so it was.
Sure, Pizza Village was real happy about that.
They were pleased with it, and I was pleased to have that Landry pizza with extra cheese.
Yeah.
Join us tonight at Firehouse Subs in New Iberia, where we'll be.
This chip comes across the green, rolling a little bit left of the hole. Not a bad shot at all. Not a bad shot at all. Going to leave him about 10 feet for par.
And then we'll move over to the front side of the green,
Yep.
which, again, you're happy to be right there as
You
opposed
are.
to about 10 feet
Yep.
shorter
Uphill.
than that.
Balls come up. Got a little spin on it. Hits it about 8 feet above the hole, which will be a tough par putt, but, he's probably trying to leave that below the hole. So you'll hear that a lot. That's a prevailing theme. When you're playing golf, you want to try to be uphill as many times as you can be.
Oh, it's an uphill battle for me anytime I play golf.
Well,
Is that what? Yeah, that's not what he meant.
no, not exactly, but yeah.
Look, what do they tell you? If you can't play coach, if you can't coach, do this. And so there you have it.
People don't realize if you go Google how hard this game is very difficult. This young man has a great look at birdie. He had a great shot in here. Looks like about 10 feet. Looking dead at it. Ball's rolling toward the hole. Just barely missed to the left. Great putt, but a great par. Again, you'll take 3 here all day long and go to the next hole.
Yeah, but, man, if you're that close to the 2 that you're just tapping in,
Yep.
that's
Well, he's the second par today on this hole. We've seen 8 golfers. That's the second par. So, once again, golf's a lot about, limiting your mistakes and doing the easy things easy. And, so second par out of 8 people. And it looks like he may be the only par in this group, just like we had one in the first group. So
this would be what I believe is a par.
yes, it would be.
He had a pretty good chip up onto the green. I know they've got this around LCU and around the country watching this one. Those folks from these 8 schools are tuned in, and we're grateful for that. Make sure that you hit that subscribe button on YouTube. That putt is away and going to drop in. And well, that's a great par save there.
Yep, absolutely. Absolutely it is. That's the second one out of these, like I said, these 8 golfers have come through here.
What you like about the game of golf is you saw those 2, and we'll get back on them. finished their hole. Both had pars. Two different approaches at it.
Yep.
One had a birdie putt and one had to save the
That's
par.
right.
But sitting there talking about it and sharing a little bit of common knowledge.
There's a lot of different ways to get this done. Like I said, you can hit it really only takes one good shot a hole, whether it's a putt or a chip or whatever. So this is a putt for bogey here, going down the hill. Just barely missed. Really nice effort there. Just got a text from my buddy Gene down at golfballs.com. He is listening once again. If you're in Lafayette and need some golf equipment or instruction, Gene is definitely the guy to go see in Lafayette. They do a really good job over there.
Gene, as we expand into the Lafayette market this season, we'd love to come in and visit with you sometime about getting you on board with what we do next season and all throughout the school year.
I'll be sure and talk to him about that. This young man misses a little bit to the left. That's going to be I believe that's a bogey. So that's one par again, or two pars in this group. So we've had 8 players come through here with 3 pars. That's going to be the theme this year. It's going to be the same thing. I mean, today this is just going to be a tough hole. Tough hole, no doubt. So coming up here next, coming through this hole, is going to be Brock Talamartez, Paul Chopin, Isaac Aeneas, and Kyle Mahan. They started on 16. They're going to be coming through here now. They're going to be the group that's on. Brock is actually in second place in this tournament, so he's doing really well. And Isaac is in third, is tied with Brock. So these are a couple of our leaders coming through here right now.
KP, we're going to swing over back to
number 9,
where we were yesterday,
yep.
number 9, and what a job out there on that little mower.
Yep, that's a roller. So what he's doing is the greens have been mowed, and that is a roller, and he is rolling the greens, making them a little bit quicker. Also, it helps take a little bit of the dew off of them. But that is a rolling machine that they use now, and then they're rolling the greens out, getting all the little bumps out of them, and make them a little bit smoother.
Look, I just think it's cool riding something like that sideways.
Yeah, you just want to ride the machine.
That's right.
I know. Yeah, it's the machinery that does this now is all automated. Now they've come out with at some of these bigger, expensive golf courses, they have robots.
Right.
And they're out there cutting grass. They're programmed to cut grass. That's the wave of the future. That'll be here eventually when it's not so expensive.
It's very expensive now to have the automated.
It is, when you do the math on the labor,
right,
over a year's time and what you're saving. Now, I'm not really all that excited about robots taking more jobs from us, but it's a cost thing, and golf is a loser. There's not a whole lot of golf courses making a profit. The city of Alexandria looks at this as a part of their entertainment, part of the recreation budget. So does the England Authority across the street at Oak Wing.
Well, you have one of the factors of economic development is quality of life.
Yep.
And you have to have certain things that taxpayer dollars go to for quality of life. One of those, a golf course like this that certainly brings a lot of people in. So it's not going to be a moneymaker, but it's like a zoo.
Yep.
Or anything else. The folks that are playing golf aren't always going to the zoo. The folks that are going out to the zoo aren't always playing golf. City parks, different things like that are all part of quality of life.
Well, we're out here, pretty good bit on the weekends. You've got soccer tournaments, you have softball tournaments, you have baseball tournaments. And a lot of times, during the day, the dads will come over here and play golf. Mom will go do a little shopping while the games are going on. And, and then there's the economic development is very important for this area. And so, it's but yeah, golf is going to be automated eventually. I know, of course, in Baton Rouge, has already got those mowers, and they just program them on a computer. And
I don't know what the cooler machine to drive would be. Is the roller that goes sideways, or the range golf ball collector?
Yeah. that guy has an interesting job because a lot of us that are warming up when he's out there, we're going to aim at him.
Well, sure,
Yeah,
absolutely.
and it's actually a badge of honor in golf if you can hit that machine. So
I think there may be a game involved in hitting as well.
It's definitely fun. It's definitely fun. But yeah, there's you know, this is a definite need here. That's why this golf course is open. There's 2 golf courses right next to each other, and this area has a lot of great golfers in it. We've actually got an event coming up in a couple weeks that is going to be a really big golf event for this area, the Bayou Oaks Cup.
First time they've had that, isn't it?
It is. It's the first time we've had it. It's going to be a Ryder Cup style event between Oak Wing and Lynx. And it should have happened a long time ago. We've been having these courses for 20 years, but it's going to happen this year, and we're going to be participating in that. 446 is going to have the pairings party on Friday night streamed there, and there's just so many good golfers in this area that are going to be participating in that. So we need two golf courses in order to keep this area going.
There you go. And what night is that?
That's going to be Friday, November 6th, I think, is the Friday night. Let me double check on my calendar. I believe November 6th is the Friday night. We're going to have the party. And
that'll be week 10 of high school football, as a matter of fact.
Yeah, it is. Actually, it's Friday, November 7th, and we're going to have it on the 8th and 9th. We'll be live at Oak Wing doing the parents' party on Friday night and Saturday night. And it's going to be a great event. Like I said, there's just about a bunch of good golfers around here. It's going to be fun. So these 4 young men are on the tee box now. Once again, Brock Telemartez, Paul Chopin, Isaac Aeneas, and Kyle Mahan are on the tee box here on 18. Isaac and Brock are 2 of the leaders there. Brock is now 6 under. He must have birdied 16 or 17. Well, I can actually tell you. Brock birdied 16.
So that should be him hitting first.
Correct. He just birdied. Well, he birdied 16, then parred 17, so he should be hitting. He's now 6 under. He's only 2 back. I'm sorry, he's 3 back. Ben is 9 under, so he's 3 back. So this should be Brock teeing off right here.
Unless it's 17, he had something different. But anyway,
No, he had a par on 17. It looks like he's the only birdie in the group so far. So 16 and 17 are both very easy birdie holes out here. You have a bunch of them on the back 9 that are gettable. This is not one of them. Brock's going to probably be hitting this in the middle of the green. Ball's coming up, drawing a little bit. Going to be a little bit right of the hole, looks like. Yes, it looks like it stayed up. It cleared the hazard, and it looks like it probably stayed up. He hit a little bit right of the hole, didn't really draw, but it looks like it stayed up. So that should mean that this next young man coming up is it should be Aeneas, but I'm not sure. Let's see here. He played quickly, ball left to the hole, coming up, cutting back a little bit. Great shot. Fantastic shot, about 15, 18 feet below the hole. That's where you want to be.
That's the second one
Yep.
that we've seen there on the last hole.
Correct.
Saw that as well.
Yep.
Well, he did get up and just hit that quick.
Well, you know what? A lot of these kids these days, they watch TV, and unfortunately this game has gotten to where these guys on TV, there is no penalty for them playing slow. So these kids watch it, and they think, oh, well, he's doing it, so I should do it. And so it's nice to see a young man like that just gets up, doesn't think about it, doesn't overanalyze it, and just goes ahead and hits it. That's a rarity these days.
Left-handed.
Yep, left-handed young man coming up. Ball out to his right, going over here to the right a little bit. Yep, he kind of flared that a little bit out, played it safe. He's going to have a pitch across the green. That's that area that we talked about over there. That if you don't want to go right at it, that's the spot you bail out in.
You stay dry there for sure.
Yep. I was playing here with a couple of friends one time, and the guy said, "Man, I got to get it over the water." And his buddy said, "Well, you don't have to, but I would suggest it." You know.
Right. Another lefty.
Yep, 2 lefties in a row here. Ball's coming in. Left-hander drawing it back toward the flag. Looks like it's going to be a good shot. It is. It clears the bunker. It's on the fringe there. That's not a bad shot either. Not at all. You'll take that all day.
Yep, that's not a bad place to be,
Nope.
and you'll see them.
It's uphill from there. That's probably one of the easier spots to make a par.
What a different look. Not only playing differently, but just a different look. I know on our screen at home, you're seeing, yesterday you saw the homes that align the golf course here.
Yep.
Today you're seeing the more air park side of it. Of course, the airport that is there will be there in 2 weeks, heading to Phoenix to cover the Wildcats in Ottawa out in Surprise, Arizona.
Nice. Been to Arizona a couple times. It's the temperatures out there look pretty high. The humidity is just nothing.
Lived out there for about a year in Mesa, just outside of Phoenix, and that is where, you know, most of the teams in spring training in baseball are out in Florida.
Right.
There are several that have their spring training in Mesa.
Right.
And one of those are the Cubs. They play at Hohokam Park out there. And when I worked back there back in, I guess it was probably 1990, 1991 maybe.
Right.
I don't know.
Year I graduated high school.
Did some work for the Cubs out there.
Well, if you're a baseball fan and didn't get to watch that last night, an 18-inning World Series classic last night, former Atlanta Brave Freddie Freeman walks it off in the 18th inning with a home run. The second year in a row he's walked off a World Series game. It was and I didn't see all of it either because I went to sleep about the 11th inning. But it was a classic. It's, you know, the baseball is such a part of the American way, and it was fun to watch.
So nobody in the water
Doesn't look
today.
like it.
That young
Nope.
man that is over there
Yep.
went that direction.
He did. So nobody in the water. That's the first group we've had where nobody's found the water, and you know that's. But this group has got to play 2 holes prior to coming here.
Correct.
So I think as the day goes on, you're going to see fewer and fewer balls in the water because they're loose and they're you know, warmed up a little bit. Even though they're young, it still takes, you know. Plus, you get the early round jitters out of the way, and you just, you know, you're ready to go. So.
And look, the part of this too. Don't get me wrong. They played early on at 8, and I don't think they got to. Well, they didn't go till 9 yesterday.
That's right.
After the fog delay.
And they were on the tee box, so they didn't get a chance to re-warm up. They didn't get a chance to get loose again. They stood out on a tee box for an hour, and that's a difficult way to start.
And they were through early afternoon yesterday, and so had all evening to spend out and about and early morning golf again.
This is another one of those things. I mean, this is an economic thing for the area. You know, all these young men had to spend the night. They all had to eat last night.
And they all came in Thursday because
That's
they
right.
played around on Thursday, so hotel rooms Thursday night, Friday night.
That's correct. Thursday and Friday.
Or correct. Well, I don't know. No, Sunday night and Monday night.
Yep.
Rather.
Sunday night and Monday night, and so yeah, this is a, you know, golf is a way to bring people into the community, and we have great facilities here with Johnny Downs and the ball fields, and over here at Oak Wing, and so it's you know, most of these government agencies just want to try to break even or take a little loss on it.
One of our 2 lefties there.
Yeah, he's coming across the green. This is a good angle here. It's a tough shot, but it's a good angle. Ball's coming in. Looks like it's releasing. That's not a bad shot at all. That's not a bad shot. You want to give yourself a chance to make a 3. Give yourself a putt at 3. You don't have to hit it in the grip. You don't have to hit it close. You just need to get yourself a putt at 3, and that's it. That's all you're trying to do. Young man in the front of the green here. Looks like Brock is coming up. Pretty straightforward shot here. Up over a little rise and then downhill toward the flag. Chip's coming in. nice and low with a little spin on it, but it went a little bit long. It's going to be right next to the other young man. Not probably his best effort, but it's going to be it's a putted par.
And look, somebody going to make a move is going to start making putts in that range.
Right. The putter's the great equalizer in golf. You can be very, very average from tee to green. You get on the green and you're a good putter, and all the best golfers around here are normally the better putters. It's hard to be a really good golfer and not be able to roll your rock. This young man was short. Great spot to miss in. He's coming right up the length of the green here. Going to be an easy up and down. Ball's away, coming toward the hole, looking really good. Got a chance here. Ooh, just left it just short. Nice.
Well, it came back, too, just a little bit.
Just a nice
That's a good-looking golf shot.
Tap-in par. That's what he wanted. Anytime you're chipping around the green, you get it in a 2-foot circle. You get it 24 inches, you're doing really good. Most of those are makeable at this level. He's actually going to step in, I think, and tap this in. Yep, great par there by the young man. Now we're going to have our best shot of the group here. That's right down there. Looks like about 18 feet below the hole. He's going to be putting up the green for birdie.
You get a good look in.
He did. You have to hit a long, high, soft shot on this hole to keep it on the green. It's not easy. Looks like this is about 18 feet up the hill. Good looking putt right towards the hole. Yep, just good looking roll there. Just barely missed. He'll have well, he's not going to tap it in, but he'll mark it.
And it's a couple of good opportunities that I think these golfers are going to be looking back at this and saying, man, I missed one there.
Yeah, well, again.
I know what you. I know you're looking to get out of here with a 3, but when you get to that point, you're like, man, I could have had that one.
Well, yeah, and and it's again, every time I play this hole, no matter where the flag's at or what the yardage is, you make a 3. Over time, you're going to gain strokes on the field. This is Brock here. Looks like he's putting from about 10 feet for par. Rolls it down toward the hole. Man, makes it. Great par. Great up and down there. That's a classic point right there. He didn't hit a particularly good chip shot. He probably was disappointed in that chip shot at his level. But then he stood up over the putt, and the great equalizer is the putter. He knocks it in for par. He could have just as easily chipped that in the grip and tapped it in. It's the same score. The old saying in golf is we don't write pictures on the scorecard. We just put the number and go on. So this is a young man that was out to the left a little bit on this hole. He's putting very, very similar putt to Brock that he just had. And he rolls that just up, barely missed, so he'll tap that in.
Look, and you see him pick up and adjust and all of that. You don't want to, lose a shot here just because you a little frustrated and didn't take your time, even on a tap in like this.
We saw that yesterday over here on number 9.
That's
we
correct.
Saw those young men that, was a little frustrated, just kind of swiped at it and didn't take his time. That's not a bad bogey. Again, it's a tough hole, and so this young man here, I believe, is this is for a bogey as well. Or no, this is for a par. I'm sorry.
Next group already on the tee box.
Yep, that's right.
So we'll swing over there. Good hole here, and that's complete. This group we'll move on to number 1.
So the group on the tee box now is going to be Grant Young, Matthew Delabois Block, and Jackson Wood. Glenn College, Jacksonville College, and Jacksonville College B team.
Dubois Blanc.
Dubois Blanc.
Yes.
I knew that.
So, and look, at first attempt, that's pretty intimidating. But, and I'll tell you that story in just a minute. DE,
right.
There's a good-looking shot that starts out left and is going to look like come back around.
I didn't see
it. It came up over there in that first little cut of the water, so not sure if it stayed dry because I don't think there's a bunker on that side.
No, there's not. Dubois Blanc.
DE BLOIS.
Yeah, I like it.
BLANC. Dubois Blanc.
Right.
So there's a young man, a family from Lafayette that plays for Turlings Catholic and has they call the Eli is the running back that's there now, and they just call him EDB.
I like it.
So Dubois Blanc.
Ball is up, coming towards the flag. Looks like it's out to the right a little bit. Following it here. Yep, that ball went in the water, so he'll be in the drop zone there.
Now, if they're in the water on our right side to the left side, is it still the drop zone? No matter what. If it goes in, it's there.
Anywhere it goes in the water, the drop zone is going to be the spot. The only way that you don't put it in the drop zone is if you clear the hazard.
Right, the red line.
The red line, and then and from that distance out there, it's very hard to see if you cleared the hazard. So you assume that you did, but otherwise they'll all be in the drop zone. It wouldn't matter if they hit it in the corner of the water over here or way over
right
there.
off the tee box.
Right off the tee box, which I've done before, but probably not these kids. Ball is up, coming right toward the flag. It's fading a little bit right. Looks like it's got to go a little bit, possibly. Yep, that looks like it might have made the water as well. There are rocks now. They have changed this. This used to be a bulkhead, and they put the rocks in, and there are very rare instances where that ball will hit the rock and kick forward. It normally hits the rock and kicks backwards.
What if it sticks in the rocks?
Well, then
I don't know that'll happen. But.
Yeah, and it can. Then you're in the hazard. You have to take your nearest point of relief no closer to the hole and take a stroke penalty. Now you can try to hit it out of the rocks, but it's just not coming out of those rocks.
But it doesn't go to the water at that point.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't go in the water. It's in the hazard. A ball in the hazard you cannot touch, you cannot move. So no, it's just you take a drop, take a stroke penalty. I've not seen a ball in the rocks that's been able to been hit, and they've had these rocks out here for 5 or 6 years now.
Dubois Blanc.
Dubois Blanc.
There you go.
I like it. Tell him Martez Dubois Blanc.
Look, and I had to study that. I was looking through all of the golfers, and I said, man, I just wonder if he's from Lafayette.
Yeah.
He was not from Huntsville, Texas.
Huntsville, Texas, right.
On there. So,
well,
I do research a little bit.
I get it.
That's you say the putter is the equalizer. Research is the great equalizer, my friend.
Right, I would agree.
Indeed, it is.
I would agree.
I've been waiting 3 rounds to bring that out.
Right. Yeah, I mean, I can remember when, there was no Google, and now it's such a part of our lives. I mean, every time somebody asks you something, what do? You don't know it, you Google it.
Right.
It's and Google's a 20-year-old company, but it feels like it's been around for 100 years.
And you can just voice ask it. You don't even have to type things in anymore.
It's unbelievable the technology we have now. And
so, one stopping in the drop zone, the other continued on.
Well, what he's thinking is if the ball did not splash, then the red line is so close to the hazard.
But you do see the other. There's 2 that have stopped there, and the other is going to look for it.
Yeah, the red line is usually painted maybe an inch above the hazard. So if it hit the ground, then you can safely assume that it did clear the red line, so you can go drop it there because the red line is so cool. They're not going to put a gap between the red line and the hazard,
right?
Because then it's very difficult to see.
Especially if nobody's right on it. You don't have a whole marshal or anything.
Right. So he's going to assume that his ball stayed up or it hit the grass and then bounced in the rocks or in the water, so he'll be able to drop it there. But, this is a very good-looking shot here, just over the bunker. That is a great golf shot there. That gives him a chance to make a 4. Once you're in the water, 4 is a great score. 4 is the best you can do unless you hold the shot out for 3.
Right.
And so, once you hit it in the water, 4 is a great score. what's nice to see is all these parents that are out here. And I mean, there's only one local college, so these parents have come from a long way,
Right.
To watch their kids play. I know that here's another shot up over the bunker. Needs to spin a little bit. It did. Another very good shot there. Good chance to make a 4. Yeah, it looks like our third golfer's over there in the bunker. He'll be, I believe, taking nearest point of relief no closer to the hole. The reason he's got his driver in his hand, Doug, is you get to use the longest club in your bag to take that nearest point of relief.
Well, does that explain the young man with the big, long putter?
Well, you get to technically use the longest club in your bag to take the nearest point of relief. So that's why he's got that. He'll take one club length and put 2 tees down on either side of it and drop it. It's got to stay in between those 2 tees. If it rolls closer to the hole, you have to replace it. If it goes away from the hole, you're okay.
So it doesn't cost you anything, though, if it goes and rolls forward and you have to drop again?
No, you drop again. Once the second drop goes closer to the hole, you're required to place it instead of dropping it. So actually, people don't want to use golf rules to their advantage. They should. You would want to drop it on a slope that would make it go closer to the hole.
So you can put it where you want it.
So now you can actually touch it, and you're not subject to the drop where it could bounce anywhere. So the rules are actually there to benefit people, not to be against them, but you just have to know them. This is a fairly straightforward shot here, right over the bunker. Going to hit the downslope there and release toward the hole. It's a very, very good shot.
Well, everybody's going to be right around the hole for this shot.
They are. Once again, everybody's going to have a putt, and the putter is the great equalizer here, and
And again, putting for bogey, all 3 are.
One of them's going to be putting for par. The young man that just hit.
So the one that's okay.
Yeah, he got a free drop out of the bunker, so he's putting at par. The other 2 young men will be putting at bogey,
and that's what we saw yesterday on those 2 that surrounded 18 or 9.
Yep. So the phenomenon has started last night. I saw our local golf shop owner, Mr. John Nobles, and his wife picked up some of those Little Debbie Christmas cakes that everybody's so. We're having Christmas cakes in October.
Goodness gracious.
Yeah.
And I'm just planning Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving's the big, and I'm skipping over Halloween Friday night because it's football night is all that is.
Yeah. But the amount of Little
Don't
Debbie
know if
Christmas
somebody's coming by for an attitude adjustment or to visit with us. That's golf pro Joey One Savage here.
He's perfect. I got to step away for a minute. He can jump in and help you out.
I'm beginning to see that I don't think that this is a good-looking shot there that goes in. I'm not beginning to think that this is coincidence or an accident that he pops in. I think it's probably an orchestrated text that Joey was given. Welcome, Joey.
Hey, good morning.
Look, we'll talk about it after these couple of shots, and we'll get some more clarification on this hole and just the course in general. That one is left off to the side of it. We've seen this a little different, certainly, than 9 that we were on. Oh, that one rolls around, and that's just frustrating. But the water in front of it, you've got the bunker that's off to the side of it. How are the bunkers today? Are they still the ground under repair?
Still ground under repair, yeah. Just with the they were on the course yesterday till almost dark. And then, again, early start this morning. There just hasn't been any time. So we made the decision yesterday to play the bunkers again as ground under repair. Now that all the water's kind of – there's still some water I see in 9, but – getting out, then we'll be able to get out tomorrow and start the process of scraping and pushing back up and raking and everything else.
We've seen this. We saw, I guess it was 2 of the 4 golfers on this hole to start with. As a good-looking finish is there, and we'll move back to the tee box. But we have such a great angle. What's different about this shot today, Joey, for us, is we're looking back at the airport and the commercial side of the airport, whereas yesterday we were at the more residential side of it. But it just shows you how beautiful this park is, this course is.
Yeah, it really is. It's wide open, links style, American link style. not a whole lot of trees. The few trees that you may see in your shots are more ornamental than they are anything. They don't really come into play too often.
You haven't seen me play.
Well, and I'll be honest too. A lot of the trees that you see in these shots, they were planted after the fact. So all the little cypress trees that you may see out there, they've been planted, um, you know, in the years that we've been here and working. They were not there naturally. Obviously, by the age of the trees, we've had those and added just to kind of give the course a little bit more character and frame up some of those holes.
Now, you saw that shot bounce, so it cleared the water. Clearly, we've seen a number of them go into the water today, but that one that bounces up there, I don't think KP was telling us about the red line, so it doesn't go back into the water there.
Yeah, well, it's actually yellow on 18. So yellow's the difference, and I'll explain the difference between yellow and red. So yellow, anytime you have a hazard, or they call it penalty areas now, yellow is a forced carry, so you're always going to be hitting over the water.
That's a good-looking shot.
Yeah, great shot there. So yellow penalty area on 18 is the only really real force carry that we have, and then there's a it turns to red kind of behind the pump house here, and then back down the side of 9 is red. But so if that ball did clear the hazard line and rolled back into the rocks or into the water, technically he's got a couple of options that he can use. He has to keep the point where it last crossed the margin of the hazard in between him and the pin and go back as far as he wants. Well, that puts you generally probably going to put you in the middle of the pond, so you really can't use that option. You can always play it from the hazard, and this is why we have the drop circle on 18, because that line of entry where you go back as far as you want really didn't come into play. Or you can always re-tee it, which really that's basically an out-of-bounds penalty because it's stroke and distance. So you don't want to do that. Normally you're putting yourself at a little bit of a disadvantage, at least a half a shot on average. So just because of the distance of the shot.
And one final golf from this. Your look back on everything from yesterday. These guys played 36 holes, played a solid day out there too. What's kind of some of the feedback that you got from folks?
I haven't really talked to a whole lot of people. Talked to a few of the golfers this morning, and they seem to have really enjoyed the golf course. And I tell you, like right this morning compared to yesterday, no fog today and no wind today either.
Correct.
It's a good thing they're not playing tomorrow, from what I've seen from the weather.
It's going to be
It's up to 40 miles an hour, which is really the defense of this golf course because, again, it's wide open. So
and that's the cold that's bringing that cold air in too, and so it's going to be a rough day. What do you think? What's going on with the tee box here? There's still looks like a golfer. I don't know if they're contemplating re-hitting. You've got another golfer, and you've got two that have already made their way down to the green.
There's one walking back there. I'm not sure if that's the next group behind them.
But if it is, they got up there quick. But unless you've got two on the same start, and I know we did that yesterday. But surely he wouldn't be hitting right now with the others walking down.
No. I don't think. I mean, he's kind of lining up.
That's what it looks like to me. But
I'm thinking that that's the next group.
Yeah, because there's 3 bags up on the tee box still, so we'll work our way back to the green. But the course itself, Joey, kudos to you guys. There was a lot of rain in the few days prior, and we've seen the pictures throughout the year. Of course, being locally here, this thing gets a lot of rain and holds a lot of water, but the course just looks really good.
Yeah, it takes a lot of water and drains really well. We're very fortunate for that. I mean, Sunday morning behind us, I know there's not a shot. You may pan over it a little bit, but and there's still a lot of grass clippings in that because, again, we can't. But number 3, you can see where the water lines were and where the grass lines were over here just to our left of the green.
Jeez, yeah.
I mean, that was holding water Sunday morning. So, I mean,
And they're playing practice rounds Sunday afternoon here.
And by the time they got here at 12 o'clock when they started their practice round Sunday afternoon, it was gone. The water was gone. And actually, when I was out dotting pin locations and walked a few of the fairways, and I was shocked how dry it was.
Yeah.
Maybe he is hitting another one. They're kind of looking back like, what's going on?
And yeah, he's coming to hit.
Let's see. Ball started left of the flag. There it is, just left of the flag. So his left.
Yep.
Great shot. I'm not sure what that lies. I don't know what.
Well, let me ask you this: you got another one. Would both groups on the tee box be going? Are you playing 6 out here?
There shouldn't. I think what they're doing is
Taking.
because there's a little bit of a backup. This is the only thing that would make sense to me. They're allowing that group to hit up to the green, and then while they're walking up, the group that's currently on the green is going to go ahead and putt out.
Just because things are backlogging.
Because look, the other group, the next group's already walking off 17 green coming to the tee, so you're about to have 3 groups on one hole. So they're just trying to help the pace of play.
Right. And so you've got these 3 that are the following hole that will hit in, and then the others will come putt while they're walking in.
That's right. That's
Okay.
what I think's going on. I'm sure that could be a common occurrence in these events just because of the pace being a little bit slower than normal. I know a lot of times you might see that when darkness becomes an issue.
Right.
Because if you start a hole before they blow the horn for darkness, and you're allowed to finish it. But if you don't get to start the hole and they blow it and you've got one hole left and it's 18, it's a par 3, you got to come out the next morning and play it to finish that round.
Goodness.
So I think in the spirit of it, it looks like they were helping pace of play, or at least trying to.
But one thing you don't want to do is hurry those guys either.
Correct.
It's a good-looking chip up at it.
Yep. Ooh, looked out.
And that's that one that clearly cleared the water, the hazard.
That's right.
And was able to hit from there. So he's going to be looking at a nice par putt.
Yes, that was a very good effort up the hill there. Pretty generic. If you're a little short there on 18, there's not a whole lot of room there. I can tell you this from painting the golf course,
Right.
painting the hazard lines. There is just enough room that I can drive a golf cart right on that edge without being on the front of the green or going into. There's a front bunker there too, where the gentleman there in the black is lining his shot up. So you can't see it from the camera because it's coming the other way. It's only a few foot wide. I can get a golf cart over there so I can drive and paint the line. So looking back now, you got the group on 18 green, you got the group coming up that they allowed to hit in, and you got a group on the tee. The next group behind them is just now getting to the tee box on 17. So you're going to start to see this gap out a little better.
And look, it's the thing that we've seen with teams starting out on here too is you got a couple go in the water right away, and so there have been some longer times. And a par 3, you wouldn't expect that, but these guys, boy, that's just a tough go. It's a tough go as your first hole on a second day.
Yeah, it's difficult. You'd like to kind of get into the groove of things on the course, but also that's just the draw. And if it were me and I were trying to warm up for this, and I knew I had to start on 18. I'm going to get my yardage, whatever that is, and that club, and that's what I'm going to hit a lot of on the driving range, trying to rehearse that tee shot.
Right.
And get into that groove as quick as I can, along with my other warm-up routine.
So what's next for Lynx? What's on the horizon?
We're kind of getting into what you would consider our slow season, which still isn't very slow. This place is still just extremely busy. We've got a few outside events, like charity type events, scrambles, next couple of Fridays after Halloween, and then we've got one event in November that it's a 2-day event. Actually, it's interesting, but it'll be 1 day here at the links and 1 day at Bringhurst.
That's your Ryder Cup style.
Oh no, that
event you're-
we have that also coming too. We have we have a little inter club with Oak Wing. That's a little bit smaller, but as far as events that we do here, the one that I was referring to is
Right.
the Brinken Links.
Okay.
So we play Bringhurst 1 day,
Sweet.
and then
Gotcha.
come out here 1 day. Yeah, Ryder Cup, that's coming up too. That's it's the official name's the Bayou Oak Cup.
Right.
Took the two names of the golf courses and merged them into one. That's going to be the not this weekend, but the following. But we play 1 day over at Oak Wing, 1 day here. So we're Saturday at Oak Wing. We'll play 6 4-ball matches, 6 alternate shot matches, and then on Sunday we'll come over here to the links and play 12 individual matches. Should be a lot of fun. We're looking forward to that.
That shot that was hit from there is one of those that went from the water. So that's your drop zone. Is that correct?
Correct.
That's
Yeah,
back
there's a circle there for them. They know, and then so now he'll be putting for bogey from there after his penalty shot, and then hit his third shot on the green.
You see that group that just left the tee, heading over to 1. So just 18 today. They won't play 36 more today. Is that correct?
Correct. Just 18 holes today. That is it. I can't imagine that they'd want to play another 36. I mean, it's a long day. And I don't. It's hard for me to remember, but I think I could have done that when I was 18, 19, and 20 years old. But that was a long time ago, and my memory is not that good anymore. I don't know.
That's right. So now, does it look like this group is doing the same thing? They're going to hit off the tee box, and this group will wait to putt through there.
That's right. I don't know what and why they're doing that. That's to the right. It's coming at the fella in the right. That's got to get up a little bit. There it is.
That ended up being a pretty good shot because you're going to be straight in. Although you're a ways off of it, you're certainly dry.
Yeah, dry. That shot will be tricky because it's going to be downhill all the way to the hole there. It'll be tough to stop.
Right.
You have to judge the speed just right.
So who decides this is how they're going to do it on that hole?
I assume it's something that's understood. I guess they do this a lot in college events. I lost that one.
Looked like it went right as well. His right.
Yeah, and he turned around like he didn't like it in disgust. So
Yep.
Probably.
Look, you can out of all of the sports that we cover, you can tell a lot about body language or from a shot here in golf.
That's right. There's no question about it.
So what does that do to these guys? They waited through the putt, and now they're waiting through. So it's almost like they've sat out an entire hole.
Just about. They're a couple of extra minutes, and I know that they're trying to help create pace.
Well, there definitely will be a gap between that group and this group now.
You're correct. I think it's all but caught up. That one's also to the right of the player. That is also going to be in the water, I think.
No, it bounced up on the left over there, and we'll try to zoom in and find our left. They're right, but you can see those two.
Yep.
Now, you talked about this first one being tough. That one here is tough, but as we'd said earlier, it's dry.
It is dry. The only thing that I can say about that last ball there, it is a little bit on the upslope, so that'll help him get a little air under it.
Right.
So he
What do you think? The one here to your left, is that more of just a kind of a pitch and run, or will you flop that?
Honestly, it's at the discretion of the player. I'm going to err on the side of as much, there's a lot of things that go into the decisions on that, and I think they're still playing the ball up, lift, clean, in place. That they may be playing it down. I don't know. I didn't get that memo this morning. They were kind of going back and forth on that. If they're playing the ball down, then we'll be able to kind of zoom in on those.
Well, that's a good-looking putt right by the hole and going to go past it a few feet, but that's a long putt to start with.
Yeah, oh yeah, that's not bad. A little firm on the speed, but next putt coming back shouldn't be too bad. So, on those shots over there that they're going to be chipping, if they're playing the ball down, a lot's going to be taking into consideration what the lie of the ball is.
Right.
How it's sitting. That alone will determine the type of shot. Now, sometimes you have to hit a certain shot because it's all you've got. But, I think for the most part, you'll see them get it in the air some, land it on the green first, and then it should just kind of trickle down that hill.
Again, missed that one. Not going to be happy with the result of that putt. He'll finish this off here.
Yeah, I believe that's a double bogey there. Hit from the drop area to that point and two-putt it.
You had that team from Blinn College that really put on a pretty good performance yesterday. I think there are only a couple of teams that are in the running for it today. What did you think about that performance by Blinn yesterday?
Oh, I thought that was excellent. I thought the scores were really good. I had heard that they were ranked pretty high.
Yeah, they were 11 coming in.
Yeah, that's pretty good. I know a lot of the rankings and things, and basically is events that you play in and strengths of fields.
Right.
How many ranked teams in your division?
Oh, goodness.
So all of that helps. So any kind of strong showing when there's a strong field obviously affects the rankings.
Well, we'll see those two shots that stayed dry but were back are off to their right. Close to the same spot, but two entirely different shots.
Ooh, he didn't like the result of that, but I thought that was decent, maybe just a little long. All right, so let's see what we got. Should see a little air under this one. It's going to land it around the edge of the green, I would think, and then just kind of let it roll out down that hill. He played for the short runner. That's the risk you run. You never know how those shots are going to play coming through the long grass. I would have tried to land that ball on the green. It is a little different angle,
But just about the same result.
Same result, yeah. They've got to take a little more loft on those and try to get the ball. And really, where that second ball finished, that's about where they should have landed each of those. Maybe just somewhere in between that ball and the edge of the green. That way, it's got time to land, take a couple bounces, and just kind of trickle down the hill.
And the worst case, you get under the hole, you're still putting uphill back. This way, you're still got another downhill putt.
Correct.
That next group is on the tee box already, so
we've kind of caught up. That's sort of normal. They just got up there, so they won't have a very long wait once these guys putt out. And they've got a few 100-yard walk to the first tee from 18.
right. So that'll loosen things up too.
Yeah, and that'll also allow those groups ahead to mosey on along.
Right.
Boom.
It's a good-looking putt.
Doesn't matter where you chip it if you make putts like that.
That's right.
I've always said a great putt is an equalizer. You can make up for a lot of bad shots on one hole.
Right. Look, and there's just something about it. Finishing with a good putt like that just makes you feel like, oh, okay, I understand this game now.
That's right.
And then you get over there, your tee shot, and, well, there you go. And there's the frustration part of it. And we talked about body language. You see it. They're just unhappy with that.
Yeah, he didn't really like the chip where it ended up. And obviously above the hole, downhill, left to right sliding putt for a right-handed player is less than ideal. Probably the majority of right-handers, that's their least favorite putt.
Right.
But I don't know if he was a little bit too aggressive on the chip, tried to make it, thought it was going to go in, and
seen the pond pretty active with fish out there jumping around. What's you seen anything good caught out of there?
Oh,
I'm sorry. Are you? Oops. Never mind. Well, that's you saw him go after it too. That's one of those that if you're not playing in this tournament, you probably knock it in the water from there.
yeah. What you're seeing out there on the fish. I just saw it. We have some carp out there.
Okay.
Some grass carp to take care of the grass that grows and the algae and that sort of thing.
So disregard my question about anything being caught.
Yeah.
In
It's
there.
I saw it turn up over out there. That's what that was. And they're looking that they're pretty big. They're carp, but they're
Right.
they're at the end of their lifespan for sure. Yeah, there's no fishing out here, and so nobody get any ideas.
Look, when it comes to course etiquette, don't listen to Doug.
Yeah.
That's the number one rule on the card.
That tee shot there looked like it went quite a bit left. I didn't see where
It stayed on
finished.
the green. It's up on the green to the right of the
Oh, there it is.
our
Okay.
look at it. So
It must have been fading back as I lost it in the air again. I'm trying
it
to
was.
follow it.
It looked like he did fade that around, and it started out towards the bunker and
That's right.
pulled back in this way.
I was still looking left because I lost it. I didn't realize it was fading. All right, let's see here. Old eyes can't follow it. And look, a lot of times when I'm playing on the course and I'm in a group with somebody, if I tell them ahead of time, if I don't say good shots because I didn't see it.
That's right.
This one's on a better line.
That one looks more just right at it.
There we go. That is fantastic.
Look, so KP and I were talking a little bit earlier, and yes, you mostly have the better golfers out here, but the way this sits so very close to the glass clubhouse, have you had any come up here?
Oh no, not normally on 18. I have seen a couple on number 9. That looked like that was not a good swing and left. He didn't like that. I've seen a ball actually come long on 9
Right.
and hit the cart path, then bounce up here and then hit the windows. So never on the fly. I mean,
That's just somebody going after it at that point.
right.
But you've never had any breakage or cracks or anything up here.
Nothing.
All right.
I mean, to put that into perspective on 18, we are 77 yards from the flag right now.
Okay.
All right, so that's like a colossal miss club if you do that. In the cart path, we're only about 30 yards from the cart path. So if you're 40 yards long with
Right.
the flag, I mean, that's not a very good. Not saying that it can't happen because we get all levels of play and things, but normally too, and today I think is no exception. There's not very much wind, but it's normally into the wind on 18
Right.
and 9, which helps save. Some
Help
shots
save
from
up here.
coming
That's
long.
right.
So
But so to put this in full transparency, you're talking to somebody that can't hit a golf. I can putt. That's all I can do. Can't hit a golf ball, and so it's things like that I fear that. Okay, I get one and try to get it over the water, and it's the wrong club, and I sell the thing. But thinking that I could hit it in the air that far is.
and then the other aspect of this too is we're up a big hill too. and
Right.
That makes it even more.
You take all the fun out of it, though. In my mind, somebody has gone on here, it's bounced up and done that. I know that doesn't appear as fun to you, being the pro here, but
Yeah, oh look, we've seen. Now I will say that I've seen some wild shots right here. I've seen in the WAPT event that was this spring, which is the
Right.
ladies professional tour.
Right.
We're talking about professional golfers. On hole 9, it was windy and it was kind of blowing across towards 18 green. I've seen them hit it from 9 fairway over the pump house and end up on this cart path back here and had to take a drop. And I'm going, how'd they end up there? They're hitting back this way, and it's an 80
Right.
yard. I'm going, wow.
okay, good. I'll take that.
So, when the wind blows, it can be a different story.
You've seen a lot of golf out here through the years. What's one of those moments that just stick out at you? There's a good shot coming in, got that up like he needed to, and up on the green.
Yeah. I can tell you one defining moment for sure that sticks out in my brain.
Okay.
A couple years ago, we hosted the LJGT Tour Finals Championships, the Louisiana Junior Golf Tour.
Okay.
Um, one of the final groups is coming up. Might have been the last group. They're coming up to 18. Walk-off hole-in-one.
Wow.
To win everything. He won Player of the Year, the tournament, the whole 9 yards, walk-off hole-in-one, and I saw it go in. So
Well, that's the way you want to do it.
that's it. I mean, you couldn't have dreamed a better situation. And from what I was told, we were talking about that actually during the state senior football, which was last month. I was talking to the LGA guys about that. I think that kid, you would think someone with that caliber is going to get an offer to play golf. I think he's playing baseball somewhere. He's not even playing golf, is what I was told.
Oh, my word.
So.
Yeah, you think he's on with somebody.
That's right. You would think, but maybe he was a better baseball player. I'm not sure. But one thing I see with baseball players is, a lot of them, they go play college, and they may get drafted and probably not kind of thing. They all come back to golf at the end of it. So.
Pretty long putt here, but certainly happy to be there. That's that first shot that we saw come in that landed.
Yeah, that's a pretty good shot, middle of the green, pin high. Not an overly difficult putt from this angle other than the length. It does have a lot of break to the right at the end. It's pretty flat. It's a little bit uphill even. That looks pretty good. Very nice.
Well, that's
great speed.
I don't
there.
think, you could do any better if it's not going in the hole.
That's right. Maybe just a hair overread on the brake. But speed was wonderful, and he will gladly take his, hopefully, tap-in 3 here. And, yep.
That just shows you there how close that really was.
Yeah, he was never in doubt of not making the 3, I don't believe.
Yeah, we look back on the tee box here, and there's no one on it at all. So
next
it is definitely caught up.
Yeah, next group's on 17T, which they're, I'd put them a little out of position, honestly. I don't know, what's going on.
They need to speed up some
Right.
after. Boy, this is a tough place. You're running behind, you need to speed up all in a couple of holes.
Right. Well, you get, golf is one of those deals. You get a couple of shots that go errant where you're searching for balls. Now, you only get 3 minutes to search for a ball, but still, if you get a couple of different holes, those minutes add up quick, and then that gets you out of position. They're not terribly out of position. This ball rolls down, just missed on the high side, looked like. He's going to spot it and have a think about it.
Well, one of the benefits of that not being overcast that it was yesterday, we've got that natural lighting, and that is really helping our shot on here. We hope you folks are enjoying this one as much as the competitors are enjoying the course. We've got a little bit of a lull as the next group heads to the tee box when they finish up. So, Joey, thank you for joining us out here. We appreciate your look at it, as always, and the fine work that you do out at Links on the Bayou.
I appreciate y'all.
While we got a lull in the action, let's go over some
go through that. I'm going to step away for just a moment while they approach.
Updated team leaderboard here, latest and greatest. Blinn College in Texas is 14 under. They have a 12-shot lead in the team event over Texas A&M Victoria, who's in second place. Texas A&M Texarkana's in third. That's your top 3 in your team event. Now, for your individual leaderboard, Ben Potter out of Blinn College, he is 9 under. He is 1 under for the day. He's got a 3-shot lead over Brock Telemartez, who is 6 under, also 1 under for the day. Isaac Aeneas is 5 under. Also, he's even par for the day. So those are your top 3 in your individual event. Our local LC highest player right now is Blake Francis. Blake's 1 under for the day. He is 3 under for the tournament. So that's your updated leaderboard there for your team and your individual event. Got a little bit of a backup here. We've got some a group on 17 green, and then they're going to be back here to 18 as well. It should be, I believe, one of our 3 last groups. We got 3 groups left out on the golf course. Once again, we're out here covering the LC College, Louisiana College Invitational, the Wildcat Invitational, put on by LC. It's 446 Sports, myself and Doug Gann out here calling the action on the 18th hole. Today playing about 203 yards. It's over water, par 3. Beautiful day out here. Looks like we've got some really good scores going on. Yeah, Blinn College as a team is 7 under for the day. So they are 7 under for the day. Looking to, they're now 15 under. They've got a 13-shot lead. Playing really, really well. Individual is still Ben Potter with a 3-shot lead over Brock Telemartez. And so yeah, Doug, it looks like the team leaderboard is going to be a win for Blinn College here. They're playing really well. They have 1, 2 in the 1 and 2 in the individual standings. Then they've got Cody Peters, who's also playing pretty well. So Blinn College looks like they're going to be the winner of the team event.
And you know, we kind of, I won't say that, but they were the chalk coming into this one, if you will.
They were.
There's no doubt about it. They're playing just as good as golf as anyone is right now, and so just and Potter's. I mean, he was out of the lead for maybe 1 hole yesterday, 1 or 2,
right,
and has just played so solid and consistent throughout. He's made birdies when it was time to make birdies. I haven't looked back at it, but I don't know if there have been a lot of bogeys in what he's done.
Well, what he's done today so far is he started his round on number. Well, the scoreboard looks like maybe this is not. It looks like they started on number 1, but nobody started on number 1 today. So it looks like.
Make sure you're in round 3.
Yep, I'm in round 3 here, and it looks like he. But he's made 1 birdie and no bogeys so far for the day. And Brock Telemartez. Brock started on number 16, birdied that hole, bogeyed 18, and then he went out and birdied number 2. So Brock's playing well as playing good as well. So yeah, the individual has got a chance to have some volatility at the top, but the team event, Blinn College looks like they're going to win that. So what is our next event coming up on 446? This evening you're going to be over in
We'll be down in New Iberia. It's about 2 hours south here of Alexandria. We do a show at the Firehouse Subs highlighting local high school football teams each Tuesday night from 7 to 8 o'clock. And we have Catholic New Iberia, defending state champions, on the team. Their quarterback from last year, Luke Landry, is actually a quarterback at LCU this year.
Awesome.
So we have that group on with us. Of course, had Turlings Catholic last night. Wednesday night, we will be at Bricato's here in Alexandria for the Eagles Nest Coaches Show with Menard, and then a whole host of football this weekend coming up. LCU is off for the weekend. KP, I'm going to let you take
all right
and talk to the folks.
Yeah, no worries. LCU's off this weekend. We've got a big matchup here Friday night. Ouachita coming to town for Ash's last home game. I believe Ruston is here to play Pineville, if I'm not mistaken. And I know a lot of big football games on Friday night. Looking forward to that. Got the Thomas Bachman Show on Thursday at Walk-Ons, like we always do. Going over last week's big win over Ruston. impressive win there for the Trojans, and looking forward to a big game this week. I believe Ash has got their destiny in their own hands if they keep winning. So looking forward to that. About to have some play here on 18. Looks like those young men are leaving 17 green, coming over 18 tee box. Scoring update. Looks like we're still Ben Potter at 9 and Brock Telemartez at 6 under. Nothing's changed on the team event. Still a 13-shot lead for Blinn. So just got some young men battling here. Got a couple of teammates battling for the win, individual win here. And that's about it. Looking forward to some big events this week. Always go to YouTube or Facebook, type in 446 Sports, hit that like and subscribe button, and catch all our stuff. And, we're just blessed and grateful to be out here doing this. Looks like we've got some golfers on the tee box now on 18, coming up to the tee box. See if I can look through the scoreboard and identify who that is. Let's see here. Individual leaderboard. Let's go over and find Andrew Cordova. There he is. Andrew's on 17. So this is going to be the group possibly before them. Looks like there's 3 young men on the tee box getting ready to fire away here at this 203-yard par 3 over water. The second hardest hole on the golf course, according to the handicap. Second hardest hole on the golf course. So, yeah, Doug, we were talking. I was talking while you were away for a minute. We got some big games. I think Ruston's here this weekend playing Pineville. Am I right?
Yes, they are, as a matter of fact.
Washita is coming down here to play us, and I think West Monroe is
West Monroe and
Neville.
And Neville, yeah,
Neville.
That's the only other.
Right, and then we get Neville week 10 in the last
at Neville. That's
at
correct.
Neville, right?
And then the playoffs starting.
Yep.
Ash looks to move up to number 2 in the power rankings.
Number 2 in the power rankings.
They
I know we have
at number 3.
Yeah,
now.
we have a big game this week with John Curtis and Edna Carr. That's going to affect the power rankings, from what the power ranking experts have informed me of. So
it will, but this is strength of 2-5A. If they finish out and win out, then they'll move to 2 and be home throughout.
Right.
Home through the dome once again.
Which is a big deal. Got a young man on the tee box. Looks like he's got a hybrid in his hand. Ball's up, just a little bit left of the hole. Looks like it's not cutting back, but it looks like it's deep enough. Didn't see it come down. It must be in the front bunker, I believe. The
front bunker today has saved a number of people.
Yes, it has. It's definitely, for some reason, and I'm not sure exactly why, but nobody wants to miss this green long. To me, it would be just as easy to miss it long as it would be short, but hey.
Well, I think, and the only, and you've played it so many times, but in my mind, the only thing that I would think of is, in worst case scenario, I miss it long and then go over.
Right.
And it goes back down that hazard
Here
again.
Here comes a ball coming in, cutting toward the hole, a little bit short as well. Looks like that could be in the hazard. I can't see it. It's down toward the rocks for sure.
And Golf Pro Joey One Savage told us there's about a cart between the hazard line and that you can drive on. So there's a little bit of a landing space that's down there. Right. He just he made it where he had room to drive the cart and paint the lines.
I got you. So, well, that's a good thing. You got to paint a lot of lines here for a big tournament like this. Ball is up, cutting back towards the hole. Looks like it may be enough. Yes, great shot there. Perfect spot just below the hole, putting up the hill. That's the best one of the day we've seen.
Indeed it is.
Yep, that's our best shot of the day there. So looking at the individual leaderboard, because that's what we're we're focusing on now. We're not really the team event has kind of decided itself.
It's in the books.
Yeah, Ben Potter from Blinn, Texas is 9 under. His teammate Brock Telemartez is 6 under. And then Isaac Aeneas is 5 under. Brandon Gratton is 4 under. So, and then Blake Francis has jumped up to 3 under. He's in a tie for 5th. He's our local golfer here from LC. So the last one of this group's coming up. Ball's up. Looks like it's left of the flag and drawing over here to the wide side. It is. It's going to be a little short, but it's on the grass.
Looks like it ended up on the drop zone side of it,
Yep.
not near the drop zone, but just at the
Yep.
bottom of it. That's where you'll see it. So four golfers up in this hole.
Yeah,
but,
this should be our
that's
third to
the-
last pairing, Doug. I believe there's going to be a group coming down. This will be our third to last pairing. The last group looks like they're on number 15 green right now. And then the next group is up on coming down 17. So there's going to be a little bit of a delay there, but there should be 3 groups left.
Well, it's certainly been a great morning out here. Of course, they'll wrap this up and head back to their respective colleges today after a pretty good performance throughout.
Apparently, a bunch of them are going to Texarkana. If you,
Yes, yeah.
you know,
Well, you've got one down in Victoria, Texas.
That's right.
And then the one in Texarkana is up there. And then you've got a Texarkana San Antonio that is in this one. So they're all the Texarkana. They're Texas A&M group, but they're in different spots is where
well,
they're.
we
is where
kind of
they're
owe.
at.
It seems like we owe a little bit of gratitude for the Aggies coming in here Saturday night. They may have helped us out. They embarrassed us in Baton Rouge for sure, and looks like these A&M golfers are doing a pretty good job as well.
Indeed.
We're gonna do. We need to do a poll on 446 Sports of who's going to be the next coach at LSU. I mean, you already eliminated yourself and me, so we know that's not it. But
You can't hardly scroll through a post without somebody having an opinion
Right.
on who that is. I saw Dan Mullen's name kicked around today as well.
Right.
So
if you had your pick, just off the top of your head, if it was up to Doug Gann, who would you like to see as our next coach?
if I was selecting my coach, I would want it to be. I don't know that I necessarily thought about it. Let me chew
All right.
on that. But
Okay.
I don't like the idea of an older coach. You know, and I may be the only one that would say, hey, I'm not interested in having Saban there.
Yeah.
Because I'd love to have him, even if it's just for a couple of years.
Right.
But you've got to get the program poised for the next 10 years or so.
Right. Right.
I would like to see somebody that's used to handling the big money type things. And so in the past, I don't believe that pro coaches have been able to handle kids. But now that it's a money game
Yep.
and they're used to free agency, then perhaps it is.
Right.
I would love to see them go after a high-profile ex-coach, perhaps. And so I would love to see Chucky out there, John Gruden.
I wouldn't mind seeing Gruden as well. I think the dream scenario that I've read about a lot is not necessarily Nick as the coach, but Nick as the AD.
Right.
I think people want to see that. I don't know if you can talk him into that, but he seems pretty happy with what he's doing. But I wouldn't be opposed to Gruden at all. I think Gruden would be a great personality down there, and he fits the mold of an LSU coach. But right now there's 10 college football jobs open, and LSU's the most attractive one of the bunch.
And look, that was when you're a Penn State with a new coach and needing somebody in those, you look around, you're like, all right, we got a shot.
Yeah.
And then you see all these high-profile opportunities coming open.
Florida, LSU, that's right. Penn State dropped down the rankings there of openings real quick. Looks like this young man is up, but just short of the bunker, so he's going to be coming over the bunker.
Look, I'm going to tell you somebody that I'd love to have back on staff there. I don't think he's head coach ready by any means, is Billy Napier from that was at UL that went over to Florida before he was released this year.
Right.
Talked to a guy. There's a guy that's the offensive coordinator for Turlington Catholic that was his OC at UL and spent a year and a half in Gainesville also, and Mike Richard, and still talks to Nape every day. And, he said that's just one of the best football minds you'll ever see. He said it just didn't work out there in Florida, in Gainesville.
Well, and then that happens. I think I think that'd be great as well. Some people, prime example, Josh McDaniels in NFL. He's a great coordinator, maybe the best coordinator in the NFL. He's just not a very good head coach. So, yeah, you're good. So, this young man's coming across the green here. Ball hits the downslope, kicks up toward the hole. Great shot. Go in. What a fantastic shot right there.
Well, we've seen some of the best work, KP, from that side of it, that folks are able to hit that downslope and let it roll a little bit, which is starkly in contrast to the shots that were going downhill on 9 yesterday.
Yeah, well, when you're missing it on the wide side, and that's what they call that, you miss it on the wide side. And when you do that, then you open yourself up, create the best angle there, and, then you have a chance to do what he just did, which is to knock it in there close, make you a 3, and go to the next hole. So updated leaderboard here. Potter's still 9 under. Telemartez 6 under. Aeneas is 5 under. Team leaderboard is now changed again. Blinn College is now 17 under for the day. They're 17 under for the tournament. They're 9 under today. They have a 16-shot lead. So we're going to leave that alone. And
look, as we're winding down in this too, I think you'd almost have to have a monumental collapse from Potter to not finish out on top with the individual honors.
Yeah, well, Potter right now, and he did actually start on. I did look at the tee sheet. He did start on 1. Potter's birdied the first hole, made all pars. He's 1 under. He's playing very consistently. He's on number 7 right now. He'll be coming down number 9 here in a minute. And, yeah, he's going to have to, he's going to the back 9, which is a lot more scoring on the back 9. So, I mean, he's going to have a monumental collapse. I agree. Telemartez is on number 4 right now. He's 1 under for the day. So, yeah, it looks like it's a 2-man race in the individual event as well. No problem, man. We love it. Great.
That one's going to just miss on there.
Yep.
And we talked about it on the very first one that we saw. And then putting is certainly something that sets it apart. But, man, that's got to add that frustration level when you miss one just off the cup.
Yep, it's difficult. Like I said, it's the most important aspect of the game. It's also the hardest aspect of the game as well. This young man looks like he's got about a 5-footer for his par here. Great up and down. It's about a 2-footer. Great up and down right there. Nice 3. Again, I think when the day's over with, 3 is going to pick up strokes on this hole. I know it will. So it's a benefit for sure.
Look, I don't know if you heard. We saw another carp that rolled out there in the water, and you weren't on when I asked Joey if what's the biggest thing that one has made there. What's the biggest fish that he's seen caught out of here? And you'd have thought.
Well,
he's like, oh no.
Yeah.
I was like, oh yeah, that's right. Sorry, fishing's not allowed out here.
It is not allowed out here. Now, I mean, I can't, deny or.
I can neither confirm nor deny.
Nor deny that I have ever fished out here, or have I ever seen a large bass caught out here that was mounted and might be on somebody's wall. But it's but yeah,
those stories are for entertainment purposes only.
They are. That is an illegal activity out here at the links, which we have been told will be prosecuted.
KP, this looks like our final group that is coming up. I don't see anyone behind them.
Yeah, I think we've got a group. If I'm looking, there's a group going down 16 fairway over there, and I don't know. It looks like there's a group there.
They're a good ways behind.
Yeah, they are
if
behind.
That's the case.
That is correct. They are behind. Looks like you have 3 young men here on this hole. Yeah, there looks like there's a group that's heading towards 16 green, which means there's going to be a little bit of backup from there because I believe that's our last group.
Well, we're a couple hours into this one, and we'll have some highlights of what are our better shots. We'll go home as we prepare for our other job of sports memorabilia and such that we do. We've got about 65 of those senior footballs to have ready and get made for senior games this weekend.
Just 65, that's it?
Well, that's all that's around here. It's first year of making them. So
well, there you go. Yeah, Friday night is senior night at Ash.
A lot of places. It's that way at Buckeye. It's that way at Grant. And then LC is a week from now. It's at Ash, it's at Grant, it's at Buckeye, and it's at Tioga.
Right.
Good-looking shot there.
Yeah,
Comes off
great-looking
right
shot.
side.
Great-looking shot there, absolutely. That's the smart play there. You hit this ball 25 feet left of the hole. You try to play a little cut. You hit it in the middle of the green. You take you 3, and you go to the next hole. That's what you do. That's all you're trying to do here.
And if you happen to get one,
you've stole one
close to the pin and do it. But if you look on the stat sheet, the number of birdies on this hole today, and that's on the stats section on your iPad there.
Right. Okay. Let's see.
That one off to that same direction, and they're just a lot more wide of it, but you can see that they're playing it the same direction and staying away from the hazard and the water and all of that.
So this is a par 3. Its average stroke, it's averaging 4.82. So it's almost averaging
a double.
A double bogey.
Wow.
So you make a par here, you've picked up a stroke. You almost have picked up 1.5 strokes on the field if you make a par here.
That's why I think you're seeing people stay away from that water side of it on this last one.
Without a doubt. Without a doubt.
I did not see that one come down. It started out the same direction, but that group will make their.
So yeah, right now that's playing the most difficult hole on the golf course without question. The rest of these holes, well, I was wrong. Let me go back there. They ranked them 1 through. So the hardest hole on the golf course today is 18. It is playing at a stroke average of 3.82. So it's almost playing at a bogey stroke average.
Right, 3.82.
Yeah, and it's the most difficult hole. The second most difficult hole today is 14, which is also a par 3. And then number 3, which is expected, number 11. Those are all hard, difficult holes. Number 9. So 18 and 14 are your par 3s on the back, and they're playing difficult, which is, like I said, to be expected. So you have the hole that we were talking about, number 13, is a par 5. So, yeah, I had that inverted there. But you make a par here, you've picked up at least a shot on the field. Speaking of the field, let's go look at this individual player leaderboard here, see if we've had any changes. We have not. Ben Potter still 9 under for the day. 9 under for the tournament, 1 under for the day. Brock Telemartez is 6 under. He's 1 under for the day as well. And then you have Isaac Aeneas. He is 5 under. Brandon Gratton is 4, and Blake Francis is still 3 under. So good scoring today. Looks like it's going to be a beautiful day. And
starting to see those folks make their afternoon turn or their morning turn around to the front 9. They started on the back 9 today.
Yep.
Whereas they started on the front 9 yesterday. So our coverage will wrap up following the completion of hole 18. And you'll start now seeing folks make their way into 9.
Right. Yeah, there's a group on number 7. That's going to be our leader out there, Ben Potter. He's on number 7. He may get here to 9 before we get done because there's going to be a little delay after this group here.
Is there, in fact, a group back on 16?
There is a group. Yeah, if you see them, they are now.
Well, that's a good-looking one there that came up
good
from
shot.
That under area. And so all 3 are on the green now.
Yeah, there's a group that's actually on the 16th green right now. They are, let's see here. They're actually in 17 fairway now. So they're in 17 fairway. They're not going to be that far behind. They're playing number 17, and they'll be our last group of the day. So that means that this should be, if I'm looking at this sheet correctly, this should be Andrew Cordova. I'm sorry. No. This should be Cooper Ware, Slade Harris, and Evan Reimer. And then our last group should be Clayton Ray, J.D. Gatlin, and John Hollard. That should be our last group.
This group probably took the most to their left approach to this
Yep.
of any group that we've seen today.
Yep, this is that again. You know, you don't have to miss it very far to get it in this water. So you definitely want to play it safe. Your coaches have looked at the stats. They've told you on the tee boxes. There's coaches there on the tee box. They've told you, hey, look, this is playing difficult today. Let's make a 3, go the next hole. This young man's chipping down towards the hole. Looks like it's got good speed, trickling down.
And again, he's just trying to get to a point where he can get that par out of here.
That's it. You're trying to chip. Most good golfers are trying to chip something in about a 2.5, 3 foot circle. You know, within 36 inches, you can normally make those on a consistent basis.
On a hole that's been playing nearly bogey golf today.
That's right. Nearly bogey golf. That is correct. I mean, I'm going to look here and see. I think there have been, on number 18 today, we have 7 birdies, 47 pars, 43 bogeys, and 10 doubles or worse. So
that's a good-looking putt.
Yep.
Just gets close to the hole.
Oh, wait, that's all rounds. Let's go to round 3. I'm wrong. Hang on one second. That is not anywhere close to being accurate. So on 18 today, we have had 5 birdies. Wait, why is 18 not up yet? Well, 18's not up. It's been playing difficult for sure. And, you know, great looking. Oh, it just stopped short. Great roll there. Excellent look. That's a good par. Once again, you're gaining about a stroke on the field if you make a par here. $65 footballs. You have to do all those yourself.
I do them all myself.
Yeah,
that's correct.
That's
we make them in our home studio.
Yep. I'm actually going to be going by one of our sponsors and good friends, BK Distributors, here this afternoon. Going over there to see Mr. Scott Mabu.
All right.
He's making me some scoreboards for our Bayou Oaks event coming up, so we're going to be going over there to visit with him about that. Get those taken care of. Great putt there. Nice 3. Once again, picking up a stroke on the field. So that's going to bring us to our last group. They're on 17 green right now. They'll be coming up here in a minute. They teed off on number 10 to start the day. And that's going to be Clayton Ray out of Louisiana College, J.D. Gatlin out of Jarvis Christian University, and John Holliard out of Coen College, the team leading. Coen College is still with a 15-shot lead. Blinn College is still with a 15-shot lead in the team event. And your individual event is still in the same standings. Ben Potter, 9 under. Brock Telemartez, 6 under. And Isaac Anais is 5 under.
Well, we will rejoin you when that other group gets up to the tee box. They're finishing off their 17th hole, and we'll rejoin you in just a minute. We are back to action here, getting ready to tee off the final group.
Got an update on our leaderboard here. Ben Potter has increased his lead to 4 over Brock Telemartez, his teammate. Potter made a birdie on number 7, which is a par 5. You expect college golfers do that. They make birdies on par 5s. So now we've got this young man on 18 coming.
Good looking shot, and that's to his right
Yep.
of the pin. That's first one that we've seen actually probably land there
Yep,
today.
that's a small area you're aiming at. So therefore, yeah, you're going to have more people going on the left side, which is the wide side. So now you've got another young man.
Didn't see it come down at all.
No, I don't think he's
he
fired
hadn't.
it in yet.
Okay.
Yeah, he's
Well, that was
taking
a
his time.
pretty intense practice swing.
Yep. Ball's coming in high, cutting back toward the flag. I've got it right here. Excellent shot. Our best shot of the day. New best shot of the day. That is fantastic. That is about 4 feet right of the hole for birdie. Definitely the best one of the day. That's a heck of a golf shot there.
And if you'll remember our work yesterday on hole number 9, where we started things off, we'll spin around in a minute and take a look at that. I think that was another shot that started out. He's not happy with that at all.
No, I didn't see that come down.
It went left, so it may have went a good ways left.
I don't see it on the grass, but that doesn't mean if it's left, it's usually going to be safe. Left is a safe spot. Now, those 3 young men have all teed off, so they're headed our direction. Yeah, if he went left, it's probably going to be pretty safe over there to the left. That's where you want to go. What a great shot by that young man. He's got about 4 feet for birdie. You know, if you make a 2 here, you've almost stolen 2 shots from the field and gained 2 shots on the field.
Well, you talk about it's averaging, what is it, a 3.8?
3.8, almost.
There's almost a 4.
Yep.
And if you can be one of the few golfers that
Right.
birdie this thing.
That's right. 100%. You gain at least a stroke on the field, if not 2. It's a heck of a birdie. Birdies from 203 yards out are good at any level. Doesn't matter what it is. We take it for granted, watch it on TV, because that's all we ever get to do is watch golf on TV. And when guys on the PGA Tour are hitting 6 irons from that far, it makes it look easy, but it's not.
You see that final grouping make their way up to the green here at 18.
Yep. Got some players coming down number 9. Got the golf course pretty much covered now at this point, and should be a pretty good flow of pace of play, and they should be probably done by about lunch or so. Another 2 hours, they should be done. Crown an individual and a team champion here.
Our thoughts were to get through this first grouping at 18, but we may stick around for a little while with our coverage as it expeditiously got through this first little bit.
Yep, still got Ben Potter at 10 under and Brock Telemartez at 6. So still battling there. Blinn College battling it out for the individual honors as well. That's what you have, in these events. You have a team concept, and your team could theoretically finish dead last, and you could win the tournament as an individual. So it's
But the way it's shaping up, the individual leader is anchoring that
yes.
that team.
Yes, he and his teammate are, total of 16 under, and the team itself is 17 under. Now the team is 16 under. So literally, Brock and Ben are carrying that team. Their scores are what, they've got 3 scores that count. So that they're a total of 16 under. That means their third player's even par, which is good.
This shot was. We told you that it had went. There he is. You could
Yep.
see him back towards that area. Not OB over there.
No,
it's
no,
just,
it's not OB. The
it's-
parking lot is, but nothing else.
And so that's his third shot here. And to put it into perspective, there's the green.
Yeah, he's going to be, having he's going to have to play some good golf from right here to just make 4. He's now going to be putting 3, and he's going to have to 2-putt this to make a bogey. 2 great shots in here by the other 2 young men. One about 18, 19 feet right of the hole for birdie, and one about 4 feet right of the hole for birdie. Great shot in there. Definitely the best one we've seen today. Putt's coming across the green. Looks like the speed is decent. That's an excellent putt right there. That is phenomenal. He just putted that a foot from the hole.
Wow.
From 50 feet or so.
From through grass,
Yep.
through fringe, through all of that
Right.
to be able
Great.
to control it like that.
Very, very nice putt from that young man. He'll tap that in probably. Well, he'll mark it. So now the second best shot of the grouping right here, about 18 feet above the hole, right of the hole. Going to be a little bit quick going down the hill. Good look at birdie, though. You'll notice the young man that's close, Doug. He's standing over there in that line. He's going to step in. Watch him step in. So that ball just went past his coin.
Right.
So he's going to step in trying to get a look at the line. You're not allowed to stand directly behind your opponent when he's putting, but you can step in once he putts and help get some assistance with the line, which is what he did. So now this young man's got a 4-footer here for birdie, which would be a
And that's the Wildcat golfer there.
Yeah, that is the Wildcat golfer there. Fantastic opportunity here to knock this in for a 2. I can't tell if that's Blake or not. Let me see if I can get a better
It
look.
wasn't who you announced.
Okay. That is not. That is an LC golfer. That is not Blake, though. Missed the birdie from short range, but still picked up a stroke there. That's a heck of a 3. I know he's disappointed, but it's still a good 3. Updated leaderboard here. Ben Potter still 10 under, 2 under for the day. Brock Telemartez is 6 under. He is 1 under for the day. Blaine College has dropped a few on the team. Still a 13-shot lead on the team deal. That's going to be a fluctuating thing all day, but that's going to be a done deal. So we're just going to try to see about our individual champion. Isharak and Aeneas is 5 under. He's even for the day.
And boy, that's another miss on one.
Wow.
And you
He
go from
three-putted that.
from
Wow.
close. You go from a birdie to a bogey just like that, and that's the way it's going.
Yeah, that's going to be disappointing for him to have a 4-foot, birdie putt and walk away with a 4. That's
To hit the best golf shot of
Yep.
the day off the tee box.
correct. That's what I was saying. The putter is the great equalizer. You can hit, for example, this young man went way left. He had a bad chip. He had a great putt, and he made a 4.
Right.
The other young man hit it 4 feet, made the same score. The
Yeah,
putter is the great equalizer. It's just the way it is when it comes to golf.
We're going to spin things around and extend our coverage just a little bit here, I believe, so bear with us.
All right. So this should be our number 10 tee time. This should be the last group. I was incorrect on that. Please accept my apologies. So this should be Clay Ray, J.D. Gatlin, and John Holland. That group that just came through was Cooper Ware, Slade Harris, and Evan Reimer. So now we have Clay Ray, J.D. Gatlin, and John Holland all on number 18. Par 3 today, playing about 203 yards over water. They're going to be our last group on the back nine today. So looks like we're going to stay around for a little while and cover number 9, which is right next door. Hopefully catch a glimpse of our leader, Mr. Ben Potter, who's 10 under for the day, or 10 under for the tournament, 2 under for the day, leading the tournament by 4. Updated player individual leaderboard here. Ben Potter, 10 under. He's got a 4-shot lead over his teammate, Brock Telemartez, who's 6 under. Isaac Aeneas is 5 under. Brandon Gratton is 4 under. Kyle Mahan is 3 under. Blake Francis, our Louisiana college golfer, is 2 under for the tournament. And that's your updated individual leaderboard. So it looks like we have 3 more here on the number 18 to come through. One's going to be our LC golfers. This group on 18 right now, Doug, is our last group. It is Clay Ray, Clayton Ray from Louisiana Christian, J.D. Gatlin from Jarvis Christian, and John Holland from Collin College. They're our last 3 from playing the back 9. So this should be right here. This should be J.D. Gatlin out of Jarvis Christian, I believe. Or maybe, no, I bet this is John Holland. This is John Holland. Ball's up in the air, coming towards the flag. Right of the green. That's not a bad shot at all. That's not a bad shot. That's safe. It's going to bring up the last one of the group here, which appears to be Clayton Ray from LC. Ball looks like it's in the air. I didn't see it come down. I don't know if you did. I didn't see it come down. Okay, I didn't see it come down either. Didn't see a splash, so hopefully he's up.
And just winding up of what we now know is the final grouping.
Right. I did
Come
have that
through.
incorrectly. So, yeah, looks like it's going to be a wonderful day to finish up here. Going to have a couple of teammates battling out for the individual title. We'll go check the leaderboard here and see. Still same standings. Ben Potter, 10 under. He is 2 under for the day. He should be on number 8 as we speak right now. And Brock Telemartez, 6 under. He's 1 under for the day. Actually, Ben Potter made par on 8, so he's going to be on the 9 tee box. 9th tee box, getting ready to tee off.
And again, if you recall from yesterday's action, that's where we were.
Yep.
Was facing 9.
Speaking of BK Distributors. Young man coming in from the drop zone here, a little bit right of the hole. Ball coming in, a little bit long. Young man's left of the hole here. He's coming across the green. Nice angle, wide open. Should be able to get this close. Ball comes in. Looks like it's tracking, slowing down. Very nice shot. Almost chipped it in. Great shot there. Great shot there, absolutely. From that angle. Fantastic shot there. Going to have about 5 feet for par.
And sorry about our camera work there.
No worries. The young man from LC chipped it up over there about 5 feet for par. Good looking shot.
Another one of those big planes getting out of here.
Yep. So now we've got a birdie putt here from, looks like John Holland. Got a birdie putt going down the hill. Rolling down the hill. Looks like the speed is good. Braking a little bit to the left. That's a very good putt. Very good lag putt is what we call that. Rolling it down there. We try to roll it in the grip if we can.
Well, KP, as I look around to the holes behind us, all the activity was on there moments ago, and now is quiet.
Yep.
Out there, just the way these things go.
There's some gaps out here in this tournament because of the way they teed off. So, like right now, there's nobody on the back nine. Everybody's played the back nine. They'll be playing the front. Our leaders are on the 9th tee box here. I see Ben Holland down there teeing off. So, yeah, there'll be some gaps a little bit. But that's for pace of play. They're trying to keep everything moving so they can get, everything done.
Unable to get that one to fall. But we're delighted that you have chosen to spend your Tuesday morning out here with us as we're starting to approach that, I guess, it's a little after 10 o'clock here. And you're sideways by it, trying to ease that one on in there a little bit.
Yep. That was a
Oh gosh. Yeah, that certainly ruins your afternoon on there. We're going to step away and take a commercial break, and we'll see if we are able to readjust a couple of things. We'll be back right after this.
Here's an important message for everyone.
And we are back. We're going to finish up with one group as they come in. This is to give you an idea of what 9 looked like yesterday. And you see the other side of the course. We had talked about the one that comes right up to our back where we are, KP, and this is hole number, the one that's back here. Hang on, let's get you back on. Go ahead.
Yep, that's number 3 there. That's one of the hardest holes on the golf course. So we have a little bit of an update. Ben was in the group that just came through, number 9. I didn't realize that. He bogeyed 9. He's now 9 under for the tournament, 1 under for the day. His teammate actually just made a birdie on number 5. So now there's a two-shot difference in the leaderboard between Ben Potter and Brock Telemartez. 9 under and 7 under, both for Blinn College. So it's going to be a little now. Ben will be going to the back 9 where there's birdies to be made. You got about 6 good birdie holes on the back 9.
And what we wanted to do in this before we end our coverage for the tournament is to show you what it looks like on 9 without the fog.
Right.
And we may be able to pick up a group on 3 coming in as well.
Well, this group on 9 right now is going to be Jackson Danielle, Brandon Gratton, Raylan Caldwell, and Loris Bellaton. And actually, I believe Brandon Gratton, yes, Brandon is 4 under for the tournament. He is in 4th place currently. So this will be our last group coming through. And then balls up coming into number 9 here. Looks like he likes it. He's looking at it a little bit. It's a very, very good shot. Excellent shot from that far back. That's about 175 yards, and he hit an excellent shot in there to about 4 feet for birdie. What a fine shot there.
Another one that's just it's like they're taking them and throwing them up on the green.
Well,
now.
that's where you're going to see a lot of them. If you're playing smart golf, the young man that just hit that shot, I'm not sure who that was, maybe Brandon, but a lot of these kids are going to play smart golf. They've been taught that, so they're going to hit the smart shot. Depends on how far back you are. Here comes another ball. Another excellent shot right there from that young man. He was probably down around 100 yards there. So then your 4th player in the group. So, yeah, this hole's going to play a little different today.
Still got the 4th out in the fairway now.
Yeah, I believe we saw this young man this morning. It looks like I remember his long
we've seen
pants and his shirt. So it looks like we've seen this young man this morning. He's going to have about maybe 110 into this hole. That's a green light for these kids in college. They're going to be firing right at the flag from 110 yards. Ball's up. Looks like it's coming right toward looks going to be a little short. Yep. Not much, but a little. That's not a bad shot. That's 4 greens in regulation. That's not bad at all.
No, and well, what a difference it's playing. Of course, the pin was in the front where that ball is yesterday.
Right.
If you'll remember, it would play more towards the front of the green yesterday.
Oh, yeah.
And now it's back up there in that little landing area up at the top.
It's tucked in over that bunker. It's a difficult shot. You have to get it in there high with some spin on it. More. And, I mean, the kid that was the furthest back, probably 170, hit the best shot. That's impressive. Some of these kids nowadays, they're just not scared of anything. They've watched it on TV. They've played it, so they're just not scared to, to fire it in there and try to make birdies.
Spin around and let you see that group that is coming down the fairway at 3. We'll get back to the putting here momentarily.
Yeah, as you can feel, Doug, the wind is to our back, and we're looking down this hole. So that means this hole is dead straight into the wind. They're playing it at about 457. So 457 into the wind is a really, really tough hole. So they're going to be a 4 there is going to be a very good score. Very good score. You make par on number 3 today.
That will be our final hole. As that group comes in, we will finish here off on 9, swing over to 3 to watch them finish out, and that will wrap up our coverage today. But we are delighted that you were a part of this with us. And we invite you to go to scoreboard.clip, CLIPPD, to finish up.
Ball's up from the middle of the green, looking pretty good as it rolls toward the hole. Kind of didn't go back to the right as he thought. So nice par there. Looks like he's going to tap that in for a 4. You like to see that. You get up there, you tap it in. That makes the pace of play quicker. That's what you're trying to do. It's a problem on the PGA Tour. It's why when you watch a golf tournament, it takes 5 hours to watch it.
Because they're
slow, and they're not. I mean, there's no other way to say it. They're just slow, and so the PGA Tour does not reveal penalties for when you get penalized for slow play. So there's really not a deterrent for anybody out there making that kind of money to get in a hurry. Another putt here for birdie from looks like about 25 feet. It's going to go up the hill. Speed looks like it's a little bit strong, may roll by a little bit. It did. So now we have 2 birdie putts here, very similar, on similar lines. As you can see, though, Doug, that young man is ready. Once the young man that just putted marks his ball,
yep,
guy, and he's ready to go. He's not standing there. He's ready to go. It's his turn.
That's like you play when you're at your home game.
That's
Just
right.
Get up there and hit it and go.
Boom. That's the longer you stand over it, I don't know how that benefits anybody. This is such a mental game anyway. So, yeah, great job there by that young man. Now this young man's having to move his coin back because his ball was in the way, so he's looks like he's got about a 6 to 8 footer for birdie, which will be a heck of a birdie on number 9. Number 9 is playing very difficult today, as it always does. 4th hardest hole on the golf course, playing at a 4.43 stroke average right now. That's a birdie there. That's a great birdie. Fantastic birdie on that hole. And I believe, yes, that was. Now we have a battle. Brock Telemartez is birdie number 6, which is a par 3. He's now 8 under.
He's one off then.
He's one off the lead of Ben Potter, his teammate.
I gotta think
who's
those
9
two have
under.
battled before, though.
Yeah, you figure they battled a pretty good bit.
Good looking putt there. That'll
Yep.
complete our action on 9. Let's quickly
Brock is
go
actually
over to 3.
Brock's going to be on number 7, a par 5, with a chance to probably tie for the lead with his teammate. Par 5s are what these kids relish. So the team event is decided itself. The individual event looks like it's going to be a battle of Blinn College studs in Ben Potter and Brock Telemartez.
This is just a different hole here, 3. You've got to get up that hill in front of it, too.
You do, and you're also, again, straight into the wind at 457. If you hit a 275-yard drive into the wind, which is a good poke, you're 200 yards out on a par 4 that is just not designed to hold a 200-yard shot. Some of these greens are designed to hold shots because the designer of the golf course, thought about it ahead of time. But not number 3.
See, again, this is something you just talked about. Still a gentleman to putt who's off the fringe, but they allowed him to go ahead and finish his.
Yes.
And again, that speeds up play.
It speeds up play. And, again, this is a slow game to start with. You have the option to elect to finish. You could hit your first putt 40 feet from the hole. And if you wanted to elect to finish, you can elect to finish.
Well, that's not a good run at that one.
Tough putt there up the hill. Probably not very far from breaking down a little bit to the left. But so, yeah, the pace of play is an issue. I think eventually the PGA Tour is going to put some rules in that tell people who's playing slow. And that way, just like with anything else in life, if there's no deterrent for not doing it, we're going to keep doing it.
That's correct.
So looks like this young man's got a putt at par. Again, I think number 3 is going to be a very difficult hole into the wind today. I know it is. Ball rolls up. Not too far. Let's see if I can figure out who is on number 3 right now. I can tell you that is LC College's Blake Francis right there in the blue hat. He's on number 3. Blake is, for the day, even par, tied for 6th. He's in 6th place in the tournament at 2 under. And this is going to be about a 6-foot par putt to keep him at 2 under. Very nice 2-putt right there from Blake. That's a very nice putt. Way to, you hit a first putt that you feel like's bad, so you're disappointed, you're upset. This game is such a swing. Now you've hold a good par putt save, so that's a great